environmental work on the farm at all?
Yeah, we do a little bit. We want to do more. The environmental stuff that we do for the farm is stuff like using a dribble bar. Helps with the environment. It's ammonia. No, you're making ammonium instead of ammonia. It goes into the air. I'm trying to think, what else do we do for the environment?
Oh, for our mid-tier stewardship schemes, we've got hedgerow management. We've got management where we don't put any excessive fertilisers or sprays. Environmental work, we spread our manures at the right time. We encourage the soil to work. We encourage, obviously, drainage is very important, even though people want wetlands. You can't farm a puddle. And it's very important that all these things are right, so you get the balance right, so the land works for you rather than you forcing it with chemicals and artificial fertilisers. We're trying to make the manures work, the soil work, and the bacteria in the soil. And they always say there's more weight of livestock under the surface than above the surface.
Oh,
so we've got to feed them.
Yeah.
We've got bees as well.
We've got bees.
Oh, you've got
So
bees.
he goes into details. I like a bit short, snappy, and a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, we've got loads of bees. Loads of bees. We've got 12 hives, and they all produce a lot of honey. It's just where they are. They're in a nice sheltered spot. They're great, just on one of our banks of a drainage ditch.
Smashing.
Go away.
With it being harder and harder to make a profit as a farmer,
Yeah.
are you looking to diversify and grow as a business, as a farm?
I think our farm is quite easy. We've diversified from day dot. Like my granddad and my great uncle started the doorstep delivery round. They did that, then they did semi-retail, then we went into raw milk, then we went into the farm shop, and we're always looking at little ways to do it. So we're looking at doing some education stuff on the farm. You know, like we were chatting before, we're only 100 acres owned, 150 rented, 250 together. In the grand scheme of things, that's getting smaller and smaller as a farm. So we need to find ways to make a profit with less land per person working here. So we've always been pretty keen on the next thing we can do. Solar's a big one as well. So.
Yeah, but we're very open here. We're not bothered. We can show the public or other farmers what we do. Yeah. We won't say it's right, but it suits us.
It's definitely not perfect. Like I said.
It's not perfect.
It's not the cleanest thing in the world, but it's a farm. If you want to control where these cows poo, be my guest. I'll give you a week, but it don't last.
So you won Farming Hero Flying the Flag for British Farming Award at the BFAs this year.
So 1 second.
It's been a long journey on social media and getting your voice out there.
Yep.
So when you got that award, how did you feel?
Yeah, absolutely amazing. So it sounds daft, and I chat about this a lot, and I've mentioned it a lot. Like, so when you're farming, or when you're farming your animals, or doing your day job, or sat in a tractor, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you are. You can win an award, and these guys will bring you back down to earth. So when you go to these award ceremonies and people saying hello to you, see people saying congrats after winning it, and winning it itself, it's amazing. So it kind of puts really into the impact you're doing through social media. The basics of it, you're making a video, filming your daily life, and that's what you're doing. So to win that award is incredible. I'm very fortunate that people thought I should have won the award, and we're doing a good thing. We're just going to keep carrying on. So yeah, it's amazing. Very thankful, but it doesn't stop your day job. Just carry on and keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah. You're one of many farmers that do exactly the same. Thomas is very fortunate because he put himself out there, and he did the extra work to put himself out there because he's proud of what he was doing. And he feels as though, because he got the response back, it's a two-way thing. If you don't get a response back, you waste your time. Because people are interested, and he was making it interesting, he grew and grew. And because it wasn't a real job for him, it was a pleasure to show people. It's not hard work. It's easy to show someone when you enjoy what you do. If you didn't enjoy your job, you'd have a real challenge.
So, the last question.
The last question.
It's a bit of a thinker.
Uh-oh.
Because we're for Farming Can, and it's about correcting misconceptions, stereotypes, educating not only the consumers, but the other farmers as well. No farm's the same. If you could pick another misconception to correct about farmers, livestock, the whole industry, what would it be? And I put that to both of you.
So the big one for me is probably, there's a bit of a misconception, but I'd like to think it's not true that farmers don't care about their animals. I think, that's the big one. Like, the animals are the most important thing in the farm, like Dad was saying.
Yeah.
Technically they work for you for 24 hours a day, but they don't work for you. You care for them, you tender for them. If anything goes wrong, you feel it. I remember we've got a cow here called Tilly. She's 212, and in July 2015, she wasn't drinking any water and she was going really dehydrated. So 3 times a day, I was making warm water, feeding her on a teat. She had water in front of her, just wouldn't drink it, would only drink from a teat. So for 6 weeks, I was doing that. And for 6 weeks, 3 times a day, on top of the feeding and the bedding that you're doing for her already, and all the other jobs, you're feeding that animal. It's a lot of effort, it's a lot of graft. And now, she's the friendliest cow in the world. You can go up to her and give her a scratch. Like all these other cows that you can come up and give her a scratch. Like, we care for them. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions, that farmers don't care, which we do. And that, I just look at it in my side, because I'm a dairy farmer. There's probably ones in arables and stuff that other people think of.
Biggest misconception for myself, everyone thinks how lucky we are. You know, how we've seen how wealthy we are. Our wealth is within ourselves, with what we do. We enjoy our job. No one else will work 16, 18 hours a day, and sometimes we've known to work 24 hours through the night, non-stop. Why? Because you're looking for, hopefully improve, but you know, everyone says, oh, you're lucky, you're a farmer, you're wealthy. Not all farmers are wealthy. We have big bills to pay, so we work hard. And many a time, we're doing twice the hours that the normal person per week would do. But hopefully, let's get us rewards. We don't count that as it's not the be and the end all that drives us forward. It's looking after the job, the land, the cattle, and enjoying what we do. And misconceptions, sometimes we don't enjoy it, but we have to do it because it's part and parcel of the big circle. It's not just one thing. Everything has to be done, as Thomas has said.
Oh, that's good. Well, thank you very much for having us.
Just laughed at 79 because
Yeah,
she's, like I
getting a
say,
bit of
is she licking Liam to death?
I will always feel something. I will always care.
And complete.